So good evening. My name is Lance. I'm with North Dakota Carnivore. Just coming give a little update what's going on. So I've been on the carnivore diet now for 225 days. I started the carnivore diet originally for my health, for my blood pressure. I was taking 5 blood pressure medications, and my blood pressure wasn't getting any better. It was still out of control, and I was tired of taking drugs for it. I knew there had to be a different way. I knew something had to be done. It wasn't just a pill that I wanted. I wanted to find a way to get better without having to take drugs. And came across a video of a gentleman talking about eating a carnivore diet, and that got me digging into YouTube, Googled a lot, read a lot of stuff. I YouTubed it, found the carnivore doctors. 2.5 months later, I finally started doing it. 6 weeks after I started, I got off of my blood pressure medications because my blood pressure was normal. And I'd lost a few pounds in the meantime. I didn't lose a lot of weight to begin with, and that wasn't the reason why I did carnivore. I did it to improve my health. Shortly after I came off my blood pressure medications, I quit drinking alcohol and I stopped drinking coffee, both at the same day. So it's been about 6 months now since I've had alcohol. I tried coffee again here last month. It didn't agree with me, so don't need it. Haven't done any alcohol, don't want to. Have no need for it. And like I said, I've been doing this here. I started doing it originally for my health, and that's one of the reasons why I continue doing it is for my health. Weight loss is a benefit, but I'm doing it for my health. My last really bad habit that I've had, and I've had this the longest, I've used smokeless tobacco since I was 12 years old. I'm 58. So I've used smokeless tobacco, whether it was a leaf tobacco or a snuff. I've used it since I was 12, 46 years I've been using that. Say the last, 20 some years I've been using, hell, more than that, since the mid 80s. I've been using Copenhagen snuff, and then eventually Copenhagen long cut. And, so I've been addicted to the nicotine, and I've stopped once before. That didn't end very well for me. Back in the 90s, I stopped chewing Copenhagen, and I went from 200 pounds, 210 to about 290 in a matter of a couple of years. So that didn't work out very well for me. So I'm going to try it again. 2 weeks ago, let's see. Actually, the first, I had to be right after Valentine's Day. I started chewing or using the Zen nicotine pouches. They come in 3 milligrams, 6 milligram. I did the 3. And what I did is I started taking that and extending the time in between taking a dip of Copenhagen. I typically go through a can every day and a half or so. And I did that. Just replace a Zen or a Copenhagen with a pinch of Zen. Just trying to extend the amount of time that a can lasted. Then towards the middle end of March, I was able to go make one can last 5 days. I finished that can. That would have had to have been on, what day would that have been? The 21st of March. It was the last time I had Copenhagen. So I stopped chewing Copenhagen. It was probably about lunchtime on the 21st of March. Haven't had a dip since. And I just replaced the Copenhagen with a Zyn pouch, nicotine, 3 milligrams. I stopped that 2 days ago. So it'll be 48, 44, 40, 54 hours. I'm coming up on 54 hours right now. I have to say this is probably the hardest thing I've ever had to do. The noise in my head about needing a nicotine patch or needing a nicotine, having a dip, is very strong. It's out there. I've never had quit drinking. I drink a lot. I used to drink a lot. I consider myself to be an alcoholic. I drank a lot. That's nothing. I quit drinking alcohol, no problem. I quit drinking coffee, and I used to drink half a pot to a pot of coffee every day. I quit that, no problem. I quit carbohydrates and sugar with no problem. I didn't have the keto flu. I didn't have anything. Not with this. This is a real struggle. It's 54 hours. Oh, it's a tough one. It's a battle going on in my head right now with this. So this has got to be one of the hardest things I've done. I'm hoping that being on the carnivore diet helps me to maintain the willpower to get through these next few days so that I can stop this. It's my last vice, my last bad habit, other than cussing and swearing and talking to myself on YouTube. But it's a struggle. It's an addiction. And from what I've seen in myself, what I've seen in others, the carnivore diet will help those struggling with addictions. Sugar is an addiction. You're addicted to sugar. I'm addicted to sugar. I can't have it. I don't want it. I'm an alcoholic. I'm addicted to alcohol. I quit that cold turkey. Same with coffee and caffeine. I haven't had caffeine. Well, I did try again last month. I had some aches and pains return to my body that I don't like to have. So I did do away with that. I'm not doing coffee anymore. I stopped chewing Copenhagen. That was the last plant thing I did. I don't need it. The nicotine, that's a strong one. But other than carbohydrates and sugar, nicotine is my longest addiction. And it sucks. I haven't had anything like this before, and I had stopped once before, but I was taking a medicine for it, and I stopped for 5 years. I didn't quit because obviously I just stopped doing it again. But that nicotine, it's a hard one. But I do believe that with a carnivore diet, I'm going to be able to pull through this. Not just because of that, because I'm a stubborn asshole, and that's what I do. And I am stubborn, and I am an asshole, and I don't care. It's actually one of my proud moments because I am an asshole and I don't give a fuck. It's just what I am. It's what I do. But I do believe that this is going to help me to do it. So, find your why for why you want to do the carnivore diet. My why today and right now is because I want to break this addiction. I want to break my addiction to nicotine. I want to break my addiction to smokeless tobacco. I think after 14 days, they say that you're done with it, but it's still a hard one to sell. I'm only on day 2 of the nicotine being without it, so I still have 12 more days of that. It's going to be a rough 12 days for me. I know I'm going to do it. It's just going to be a little rough. What's your why? Why are you doing it? I did it to come off my blood pressure medications. I did it and I got relief from my blood pressure medicines. My allergies went away. I sleep better at night. I sleep so much better. I fall asleep within minutes of laying my head down. My mood has greatly improved. And I don't mind being around people. I used to hate being around people. I don't mind anymore. I can be around people. My mood is dramatically improved. My inner strength on what I determine I'm going to do has improved. I quit drinking alcohol because I found out that what it does for your body. Your liver does 600 functions every hour. As soon as you take a drink of alcohol, that your liver stops doing those functions and clears the alcohol out of your body. And it doesn't start doing those 600 functions again until the alcohol is gone. Well, I was, a few weeks into carnivore, almost 2 months into carnivore when I found that out, and I'm like, well, you know what? That makes sense. So I quit drinking. I'm healing my body. I want to heal. What a better way to heal than let your liver do its job? Your liver takes the fat that you eat from the ruminant animal, whether it's the ribeye, New York strip, chuck roast, pork belly, bacon, butter. It takes that fat, and that's what it uses to make all the building blocks that you are going to need to heal yourself. But if you drink alcohol, then it stops doing that. So, what is it? It takes an hour for each ounce of alcohol. I didn't want to give up an hour of my time. So that made sense to me. If you want to drink, go ahead and drink. You want to drink while you're doing carnivore? Go ahead, have a drink. But just know that it's going to delay your healing. That's what it does. It affects your blood pressure too, so not at the time that you drink, but like 12 hours after you drink, then your blood pressure goes up. I've tested it. Believe me, I have. And I gave up coffee just because it's a plant. And I had, a couple aches and pains that hadn't gone away yet. And I wanted to see if I gave up coffee, if that would help the last couple of little aches to go away. And it did. Coffee has oxalates in it. I don't know how much, I can't remember, but they do have an oxalate in it. And that was the last thing I needed to get out of being in pain. It could have been the alcohol too, but I quit the two at the same time. When I tried coffee again, I started getting the same aches and pains. And so I just said, no, that's all right. I'm done with it. I'm good. But What's your why? My why right now for carnivore is to break my addictions. Still not doing it to lose weight, but I am. I'm doing carnivore to improve my health. How do I improve my health? I stay away from foods and drinks that cause me harm. Coffee, alcohol, smokeless chewing tobacco. I don't smoke, so I've never had to worry about that. Avoid carbs, avoid sugars. That's the best way to do it. My why is to be healthy. I want to be healthy. I want to be around long enough to be a pain in the ass for my grandkids. Because I can. But that's my why. Because I want to be healthy. I want to give up my addictions. I want to stop them. I want to save money. I want to be around with my wife for a long time. I want to be around for my kids for a long time. I want to be around for my grandkids. Maybe someday I'll be around for my great grandkids. That's my why. I want to be here for the next generations. I want to set an example for the next generations. I want to teach them the right way to eat, the proper way, the proper human diet. It does so much for you. It heals your body. It heals your mind. It helps with addiction. It helps with a lot of things. So right now, my why is my addictions, trying to get rid of them. What's your why?